With the trading of Rudy Gobert, the question now is what direction Utah will head in its roster building this offseason. I'm assuming that Utah will use what we got from the trade to make many other trades to acquire valuable assets to help Donovan Mitchell, but I believe that we should have traded Rudy Gobert for another all-star caliber player, or maybe even a couple great players, but I'm just going to guess that there was no team that wanted a straight player swap for Rudy Gobert. In the Utah and Minnesota trade, we did get a lot of value coming from Gobert, but I still don't know if I see what Utah is trying to do. I mean, just to speak on my thoughts on the trade, I think that it's too early to decide on who won or who lost. What we need to see is what Utah will try to do with the players and the picks that they obtained from Minnesota, and I'm hoping it will be something big. For the Timberwolves, they're definitely experimenting big time with having two centers in the starting lineup. Like I said before though, I think that we still have to wait before we make our judgments to see how they play at least first. And for Utah, we gained 4 first round picks, which is really great. But if we're trying to combo them with players and trade them, I don't even know if the value will add up to the defensive prowess that Rudy Gobert gave us. The players we received from the Timberwolves aren't bad, but I don't think they can help us be championship contenders. And if Utah is still trying to be championship contenders, I don't know if I see any players that could get us there with what we have left to trade. We already let go of players like Eric Paschall and Royce O'Neal, who I thought were great assets to the team. And earlier in the year, we also traded Joe Ingles, which was really sad to see. But I think we could have kept Joe until the offseason instead of trading him away rather quickly. I mean, considering we got bounced out of the first round by a team that didn't even have their best player for the start of their series, I think waiting to trade Joe seemed like it could have been a better choice. And if we wanted to obtain picks, I'm sure that Joe would have the value of at least 1 first round pick, since we did the same with Royce O'Neal. Speaking of the playoffs, we saw the Jazz fold to a team that didn't have their best player for half of the series. I really can't understand how we lost to a Mavericks team that didn't have Luka for the first 3 games. I mean, we lost 2 out of the 3 games when Luka wasn't there, and I felt like the bare minimum we could have done was win 2 out of 3. Instead, we let ourselves get cooked by Jalen Brunson. And I just don't understand. Now with Royce O'Neal and Rudy Gobert gone, I really don't see any players that we could bring in to raise our defense to be even average. I mean, Patrick Beverley is a good player, but I don't think he'll be able to spark a defensive fire within everybody that we have. Whatever move we make, I still think that our defense will still be one of the worst in the league. I'm just hoping that our offense can stay similar to what it's been. I'm guessing it'll drop a little bit, but hopefully not by too much. I mean, I've always liked our offensive thought process of sharing the ball around and finding the open player, but that could maybe change due to us having a new head coach now. I'm just hoping that this new team that we're building will actually be able to help Donovan Mitchell on both sides of the court. I'm still scared that the Jazz may decide to just blow it all up, and it may not have to be now, but it could happen soon if our team doesn't accomplish anything within the next year or couple years. And I'm honestly just starting to lose hope for the future of this franchise. I mean, I don't really know what more we can do with what we have to build a championship contending team. I mean, Utah isn't an appealing destination for many players, and even if we were able to land an all-star or an all-NBA player, I still think that the team around them wouldn't be built to win a championship. And even if we were able to create a trade for an all-star player, we would probably have to give up other players like Bojan Bogdanovic, Mike Conley, or Jordan Clarkson. At that point, I don't think we'll have the firepower to even make it to the finals. With other teams in the West growing, like the Clippers gaining John Wall, Golden State winning the championship last year, the Mavericks who cooked us like I said, the Suns are still strong, the Grizzlies look like they're growing. And I'm even starting to worry about the Pelicans with Zion coming back and then also Brandon Ingram, who seems to be growing stronger. I think that if all the teams I mentioned are healthy, they'll all be able to beat us pretty easily. And I definitely don't think that we can win a series over a healthy Bucks or Celtics team, or even a healthy 76ers or Miami Heat team. I still believe in Donovan Mitchell, so I'm hoping that he gets some help in some sort of form, but I guess we'll just have to wait and see. I really think that in 3 to 5 years, the Thunder will be a great team and will be able to win a championship for OKC. I think that the backcourt of Shea and Josh can be a really great duo, as both of them just continue to grow and build experience. And with the added defense of Chet Holmgren, I think that this trio will build to be really good. I also really liked all of the players that we drafted this year. We added a lot of great length and depth to our team with each player, and I think that J-Dub, J-Will, and Ousmane Dieng will all be great additions to the team. And plus, we already have many great young players like Alexei Poku, Trey Mann, Isaiah Roby, and Aaron Wiggins. I'd say that next season should be our last rebuilding year. I think that we try our best to get Victor Wembanyama in the next draft, but if we can't, then we can't. But I'm just imagining what a front court of Chet Holmgren and Victor Wembanyama looking like. Even if we can't get Wembanyama, I think that if we draft any player that has great offense to help us score more efficiently, and then also having good defense, I think we'll be fine. I just think that we have a great young team that can grow and eventually dominate the league at some point in the future. And I guess just one more thing that I'd like to add. I think that Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving should run it back with the Nets for one more year and just see how it goes. The problem that happened with the Nets was availability. I mean, we saw snippets of what a full-power KD, Kyrie, and Harden team would look like, but that's all we'll ever see of them. I think that the roster the Nets have right now could make a deep playoff run if everyone is involved. I still think that the KD and Kyrie duo still has some gas in it, but the big question to me is just seeing what Ben Simmons is going to be when he returns. I mean, we haven't seen Ben Simmons play in like over a year, so we'll just have to wait and see if he'll return to his old self, or if he'll improve, or if he'll decline. I still think that they have a solid lineup with all the players that they have right now, but what I really want to see is the combo of KD, Kyrie, and Ben Simmons. I mean, that trio has really great potential to be good, but we'll just have to see if the Nets blow it up, because the Nets are still the ones with control over everything. Anyways, those were just some thoughts that I've had in my head that I wanted to share out. If any of you have any thoughts that you would like to share out, please feel free to comment down below. But until I see you next time, have a good rest of your day.
They didn't have too many problems tonight. They did just a tremendous team effort. Once they had that big lead, they were not going to let the visitors back into the game. That concludes the first game of the NBA season. For Grant Hill,